What is going on, guys? We're back on the DeathCraft server, and man, have I been doing a lot of work last night. Since I finished recording with Crafted the other day, I decided, it's time to get down to business, and so I decided it was time to make my quarry system, and that's what I'm going to talk about for the whole video today, actually. It's probably going to be a pretty quick video, and it's going to kind of be like semi-tutorial-like, but we're going to go over what I set up because it's a really cheap and easy way of setting up, a beginning quarry on the server. Now obviously you might not have access to the deep dark, which is where this is. It's just a single 64 by 64 quarry, but so we'll jump right into it. And this obviously resonant energy cell is not cheap. Someone gave it to me, but you don't even need that. So basically what I'm using is a lava power source, and I just have fluiducts running to 3 magmatic dynamos, which are then running to leadstone energy conduits, which can only transport 80 RF per tick. So not even that much, and they're going into this quarry, which is going pretty slow compared to what it could be going at right now. But basically that just has an item duct putting it straight into this ender chest right here. And you don't even need to power this because the quarry pumps out items naturally. So it's pretty simple, it's pretty compact, and it'd be really easy to move, which is a common thing that you have to do when you're in the deep dark. Because I'm just going to set it up like this. The minute it runs out, I'll just run down this path right here and plop it down another time. So that's pretty easy. And this is obviously if you have a lava power source, which shouldn't be that hard to get considering, hooking an endothermic pump up in the nether is extremely easy, or just a regular pump if you're not worried about lag. So that's basically all you need to know about the deep dark portion of this. This is probably the easiest portion, and probably the cheapest portion just because it's the smallest. And then obviously you need to make sure your ender chest is colored correctly. Both of these need to be colored correctly, and yes, my color on the server is pink, but I didn't get to really pick that. It was just kind of given to me as one of the last colors that was left. So now we can hop back over to my base, and when you have the quarry, obviously, unless you position it really weird, it's going to be loading all the chunks, so you don't need to have like a chunk loader in there for it. So now we're back at my base, and this is the whole quarry room right here. Everything goes into these 3 chests. This chest isn't being used. It's basically an overflow chest for any junk that could come in there, and this chest is just all the random junk you could get. Obviously it's like mainly it's for bees and the different shards and things, but you can also have it for marble. I don't feel like I should probably put the marble in this oh, you need fist out to click it, my bad, inside this item filter. But if I ever want to use that for decorations, obviously it's more useful than cobble. But so we'll start over here. So once you have everything set up in the deep dark, or wherever you choose to set up your quarry, it doesn't have to be in the deep dark, you're going to put your ender chest down in a room, and you're going to have 2 different pumps coming out of it, and they're just going to be item ducts. If you power the item duct, it will actually pull stuff out of a chest. If you don't, then the thing needs to actually be like pushing it out, which chests obviously don't do. So both of these are going to have pneumatic servos attached to them, and then you have to right click it with your fist. This one is a blacklist, this one is a whitelist. I'm not positive that these are necessary, but they're not really expensive, and I'm almost positive you need them, but I'm not 100% sure. So basically we're just going to blacklist all the same things that we whitelist, and obviously you have to pick which ones you want carefully unless you want to set up more branches off this. But to keep it compact, I'm getting rid of the cobble, the gravel, and the dirt, which are all 3 basically completely useless to me. I don't need lapis, which I could keep if I really wanted to, and then I don't really want apatite. So then over here I just have the same things to prevent them from going through that pipe in case the pumping gets kind of weird. Ooh, my night vision wore off. We get some more potions so it's easier to see because the room does not really support heavy torch usage. So then we go to this side, and this is basically where everything that's not completely trash gets pumped out. Obviously this gets pumped into a trash can over here, and the reason it gets pumped into a trash can is because if you're going to use a void chest, that deletes items at 1 item a second, which is really freaking slow. Especially if you start going really fast with this, it can get either backed up in the chest, or it will get backed up. I'm just telling you that right now. I mean, it'll get backed up right now if I put it in, and this is going super slow Trash can gets rid of stuff automatically. You don't even get to click it in here. It just goes straight away, which is perfect. So then the other side is going to come up. This iron chest is not necessary, but I just have the coal going in there. And, you know, it's going to fill up soon. I don't even know what I want to do with the coal because obviously I have redstone furnaces. But it's just nice to have. Obviously, I'm not going to get rid of it. And this does have a pneumatic servo on it, and it just whitelists the coal. So that'll go straight into there. There won't be any chance of it going to the right. So then everything else that's not coal and isn't junk will keep going to the right. And none of these have pneumatic servos on them. They are just plain item ducts, and those go into a pulverizer. And the setup for the pulverizer, the configuration, is going to be the blue on top. Now obviously this could be different depending on what room you want to set it up and or how you want to set it up. But for my room, the items are coming in the top, so it's going to be blue, and then anything we could see right here. The actual product is going in the red section, which will go at the bottom, and then a byproduct that would come out the side is in the yellow, and obviously that's not going to happen every time, but it will happen. And so to make it so that this is basically universal for the pulverizer, it's not going to be limited to one type of ore. It will pump that out too to this redstone furnace, and then this one will take it from the left and it will begin smelting and then just put it at the bottom too. And this one will take it from the top and just put it at the bottom. And then that goes along this whole side. Obviously I probably only need 3 of these, but at the speed that you can go and the amount that you can pump in, especially if you have Quarry Plus, you really probably want to have a lot of these so that there's no backup, any problem like that. And then these obviously don't need to have redstone torches powering them when they come out the bottom, because these will automatically pump it out. So then they'll just come across all the way down here and go straight into this diamond chest, which is where all of my stuff is being stored. And you can see that this stuff is really only the things that are not really valuable, but they're the good things that you can get from mining. It's all the ores, it's the redstone, all the different like gems you can get and things. And then up here, anything that doesn't go into the pulverizers is going to come along, and it's going to come down. And because this has an item filter from pneumatic servo on it, anything that's not a sapphire, a peridot, a thing of redstone, a diamond, and I eventually will have a ruby in here once I get one. I don't think there's one in here, yeah. Anything that's that will go straight into this chest. Anything that isn't will go into this chest or this chest, but it'll fill up this chest first. This is just an overflow chest because you do get a lot of junk. But so then this chest fills up with things that are probably not the best to sort. Obviously there's apatite in here because I just added that over here a couple minutes ago because I was realizing how much I was getting and basically how useless it is. I can take these torches out. I don't know where I got those from. But so this is basically all the junk. You can filter out any of this that you want, but keep in mind that the more you decide to filter out, the more branches you're going to need, because you can only fit so many things in this item filter. And so other than that, guys, this is basically a system that's just set up if you're new on a server just like me. It doesn't cost too much. It's a lot of beginning resources. You don't have to invest many diamonds in it, anything like that. You don't need many machines to make the things required. Obviously you can set up a better system using like an ME system for storage and things like that, keep it more compact, but this is very easy to make, very compact in my opinion. It doesn't look bad at all, and these item ducts can be opaque. I mean, I prefer them like this, but it does take more resources to make them so you can see what's going through them. And then they're all being powered by just these simple magmatic dynamos, and it's being run through leadstone energy conduits, I think is what they're called, and those only transport 80 RF per tick for this whole thing, so it does not consume a lot of energy at all, and that's what makes it so great. And that's coming all from lava power for this part up here too, all from the same endothermic pump. So this is probably one of the best setups you can go with early on, because you can obviously get rid of these pulverizers as you go. And yeah, you can see that it pulls out from both sides at the same time, and all the junk just comes up here. And that's about it, guys. The only thing you need to be careful of is obviously you're using the crescent, the crescent hammer to switch up these item duct connections. And you can see right here that there's a clear kind of like connection, and that's because it can connect to this redstone furnace, but if you right click it, it won't. So like if I click it there, that's pulling it out. There's nothing. Putting it in, pulling it out, nothing. So you wanted it nothing for all of these. That's how you do it with all of them, just so they're connecting to only one, so it doesn't mess up the flow or anything. And then same up here. You don't want it connecting to these redstone furnaces. You're gonna have it connecting to every other one. And then you'll also have the same problem right here. You don't want it connecting to the trash can. You don't want it dumping anything in there. And I think those are the only connections you really need to worry about. And one last thing, just a slight tip, if you don't already know, when you attach a pneumatic servo, you don't click on the actual item duct, you click on the connection. And the pneumatic servo works for, if there's multiple connections, it'll work for all of them if they branch off from one item duct. And when you right click on it, you have to right click with your hand or else it won't do anything. And you open it up, whitelist lets everything go through, everything in there go through. Blacklist says these certain items cannot for any reason go through. And then if you want redstone to determine if it's pumping or not, you just have it set redstone on high, and then you can just put a torch down. So other than that, guys, I hope you learned a lot from this, because I sure did while I was making it, and I hope you find it useful to use in any of your servers or worlds. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below, and I will see you guys later.